Well, if the market gets cheaper, we will have many more opportunities to do intelligent things with money. Now, whether we'll blow on the money in the meantime or something is another question. But we are going to be buying things, one thing or another, operating businesses, stocks, high yield bonds, whatever. We're going to be buying things for as long as I live. Just like I'm going to be buying groceries.
Longer than that, Warren.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Charlie is just waiting to take over after I. And I'm going to be buying groceries the rest of my life. Now, would I rather have grocery prices go up or down if I'm going to be buying groceries tomorrow and next week and next month and next year? And the answer is obviously, if I'm a net buyer, I will do better if prices are lower. We're not good at forecasting markets. I mean, we knew that we were getting enormous bargains in the mid 70s. We knew that the market went crazy to some extent in the late 90s, but we don't have much, we don't spend any time, Charlie and I spend no time thinking or talking about what the stock market is going to do, because we don't know.
Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett disagree about the future of America. And this was back, I believe, back in 2005. So it's really great to watch these videos and see that Warren Buffett and most of the things that he has said have been very consistent, and he has been correct on.
We do know sometimes that we're getting very good value for our money when we buy some stocks or some bonds, as it may be. But we are not operating on the basis of any kind of macro forecasts about stocks. And there's always a list of reasons. You gave a few. There's always a list of reasons why the country will have problems tomorrow, but there's always a list of opportunities which don't get mentioned quite as often. So we don't sit down and make a list of the bad things that are happening in the economy and the good things that are happening, and therefore expecting the stock market. It might not. It doesn't behave that way, even if you could correctly forecast some of the bad things or good things. Overall, I'm an enormous bull on the country. I mean, over time, this is the most remarkable success story in the history of the world, if you think about it. I mean, in 1790, we had less than 4 million people in this country. There were 290 million people in China. There were 100 million people in Europe. And they all had the same intellect we had. They were in the same general climate. They had lots of natural resources. And 215 years later, those 3.9 million people, I think, actually, have 39 million people, I think, actually, have 30% or so of the world's GDP. So it does not make sense to bet against America. That doesn't mean all our policies are smart or anything, but I do not get pessimistic on the country. I worry about the big worry is what can be done by either terrorists or governments that have access to nuclear, chemical, or biological weapons. But in terms of the basic economics of the country, your children are going to live better than you live, and your grandchildren are going to live better than your children live. And we do not focus on macro factors. Charlie?
Well, I agree with you that the economics of the country are probably going to increase for a considerable period ahead. But I suspect that in very important ways we are at or near the apex of a great civilization.
You heard it here first, folks. If you leave the NCB, nuclear, chemical, biological, but I do not feel that way, but you'll get to see which one of us is right 20 or 30 years from now. I have seen more people pass up opportunities because they get focused on a single economic variable or a single problem that the country faces, and they forget about the good things. I mean, if you can buy very good businesses at attractive prices, it's crazy to say, I think I'll sit this out because it might get a little cheaper next year or something of the we've never operated that. We've never decided not to buy a business we like because of a macro view, have we?
Not yet.
Okay. It's hard to get him to really agree with you. I've been working on it for years.
Now, Charlie Munger's quote, "I believe that we are at or near the apex of a great civilization. In 50 to 100 years, if we're a poor third to some countries in Asia, I wouldn't be surprised. If I had to bet, the part of the world that will do best will be Asia." That's a very interesting quote by Charlie Munger right there. And I really wanted to highlight this video because and talk about it because I really do believe that it's an extremely interesting perspective that both Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger have with the future of the country. And even back in 2005, they really seem to be right on the ball in terms of what would happen in the future. Even now, if this was recorded today, it's relevant. And that's why I always love to educate, talk about these videos, because most of what they say in hindsight is either correct or I mean, look, these guys, they are absolutely they're martyrs in a way in terms of the economy and what might happen 20, 30, 50 years down the road. They just know the economy, plain and simple. That's just what it is. And that's why it's so valuable. Now, do they get things wrong here and there? Yes, absolutely. Everybody does. Not every single person is 100% going to be correct all of the time. Warren Buffett got Tesla wrong. That's just what, I mean, he was not 100% behind Tesla and Elon Musk and what he was doing. And, he paid the price for that. They're going to get things wrong and they're going to get things right. And in this case, both Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger have gotten so much right, and you can really see that in these videos. And that is exactly why you should subscribe to this channel, is because we provide so much amazing content just like this, talking about the stock market, finance, and all of that. And we try to make every single video that will be relevant 100 years from now as it is relevant right now today. Thanks so much once again for checking out this video of income views. Remember to subscribe. If you can't subscribe, I cannot continue making videos just like this one for you. Also remember to click the like button and also comment as to what you think of this video and what else you would like to see in terms of personal finance, Warren Buffett content, and so much more, because we cover it all on this channel. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video.